had the clear sense he understood what was going on. I had the clear sense he'd been briefed on what was going on. He was knowledgeable about the situation, and I appreciated that.
Governor Bob Ferguson is reaching out to the Trump administration for help as a statewide wildfire emergency remains in place. More than 250,000 acres continue burning across Washington. About 4,000 firefighters are battling 15 major fires. Thanks for joining us for King 5 News at 8. I'm Sharon Yu. One of the biggest concerns is in Spokane County, where more than 60,000 people have evacuated the area. Spokane's fire chief is calling it a very active fire scene still. Right now, 3 wildfires are burning in the Spokane area. The Old Trails fire sparked just yesterday afternoon and has already jumped to 3,500 acres. The Fairview and Autumn Lane fires are also impacting the area. All 3 fires have resulted in about 7,000 acres being burned. More than 600 structures have also been damaged. Tonight, mandatory evacuation zones remain in place across parts of Spokane as thousands wait to learn when they will be allowed back home. King 5's Alex McClune is in Spokane, where some residents are choosing to stay put.
That's right, Sharon. A lot of people, despite the warnings from state leaders, are still here in this level 3 go now zone, waiting to take things seriously until they see flames.
Pop that trunk. This is just baby pictures, sons and stuff. Baby books.
Marcus McCrary loaded his car with things he can't replace. Decades of memories, from baby books to family photos. He's ready, but says he won't leave unless he sees flames come over the ridge.
When I was going through the house, you have this little period where you're going, what is really important? You know, you start getting baby pictures, records and so forth, and then you start looking at clothes and stuff, say, how much do I need?
Despite cars parked around the neighborhood, McCrae says most have left, and emergency officials are urging Spokane to heed the warning.
I can jump in a car and drive off.
If you receive an evacuation notice, heed that notice and evacuate immediately. Wildfires move deceptively fast, can change direction suddenly, and are deadly.
The sprinklers are on, his keepsakes are packed. McCrae says he'll wait until the flames get close.
We're ready as we can be.
Marcus says he's in contact with his sons who have pleaded with him to leave. Officials are warning that winds can quickly change conditions. Live in Spokane, Alex McClune, King 5 News.
The American Red Cross is also in Spokane right now. The organization is making sure anyone who is evacuated is getting the necessary resources. Earlier tonight, we spoke with their regional executive about their mission so far.
Well, it's been a really long 24 hours already as people were evacuated from their home with very little notice due to 3 fires burning in this area. And the Red Cross is making sure that those people have a safe place to stay, just a roof over their head, hot meals in their stomach as we work to learn what comes next. We also have health and mental health services available. This can be a really traumatic time for families, and we want to make sure that folks are getting prescriptions refilled, eyeglasses refilled, and we've got just such a wide range of needs that we're tending to there in the shelter.
The Red Cross also says multiple partners are providing charging stations for evacuees and other technology aimed at helping them understand the damage. Out in Chelan County, we're also keeping an eye on level 3 evacuations near Manson. This is for the Little Giant fire that has grown to more than 30,000 acres. It's still 0% contained. Here's a look at the map. The evacuation zone stretches to the north side of Lake Chelan. Chelan County Emergency Management says the affected area is the Deer Point Campground to Safety Harbor Campground. Note, Chelan County says the fire lines you see there have not been updated, but the flames have crossed to the north side of the lake. They have not been able to get an accurate picture as smoke and wind affect aircraft and satellites. The Chelan County Fire Chief said this morning the firefight will be long and is asking residents to mitigate fire danger on their properties. Emergency managers in Yakima County are also issuing level 3 evacuations for areas south of Yakima due to a brush fire. A King 5 viewer sent us new video of the fire that is about 1,300 acres in size and is burning just south of the Yakima Airport. A Red Cross evacuation shelter has been established at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School. Right now, Blewett Pass is closed in both directions just 7 miles south of US 2. WashDOT says it's because of fire activity near Ingalls Creek. It's not clear when the roads will reopen. First responders from the west side of the Cascades are helping with the response in central and eastern Washington. South Bureau Chief Drew Mickelson looks at how those fires are impacting western Washington.
The state's Emergency Operations Center was activated before the start of the FIFA World Cup, but it was at a mid-level status. Things really got bumped up to the highest priority with this emergency declaration over the weekend. And before the fires blew up, crews from the west side were already headed east.
We have different levels of gear that we wear for different fires.
Central Pierce firefighters
Putting on the wildland pants, he has wildland boots.
and their trucks have wildfire gear in case they're needed on either side of the state.
Recently, we just sent out a water tender, a brush truck with about 5 personnel and a crew boss to the Tenasket fire this week.
About 400 firefighters from almost a dozen western Washington counties are in central or eastern Washington right now. And those numbers are expected to climb, especially after what's happening in Spokane. Central Pierce's chief says they can spare the 5 firefighters it's loaned out across the Cascades.
Right now, we have some benefits of the weather, but typically we see the east side starting to develop these larger fires, and it's just a matter of time in the summer that we start seeing it on the west side.
Big fires also bring together dozens of state agencies. Camp Murray in Pierce County serves as the command center,
Emergency management, disaster response is an absolute team sport.
helping folks coordinate firefighting efforts, cleanup, and relief for victims. Work that's just beginning.
We're here to support other agencies as much as we can, because we know we're going to be asking for that support.
First responders are responsible for protecting their neighborhoods, but if able, they're more than willing to travel where help is needed.
It doesn't matter what it says on the truck. They request resources. We will send what we can send. We do keep, like I said, a solid force in our district. We're not going to deplete our district by any means.
Those Central Pierce firefighters are in the middle of a 2-week deployment. Their chief expects that request to be extended, but he says at the end of that deployment, they're likely going to be needed back here on the west side. At Camp Murray, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.
Now let's turn to the weather with meteorologist Ashley Ruiz. And Ashley, we had strong winds here yesterday. The winds, how are they doing? And is there a chance that those wildfire smoke section will come back here?
Well, okay, so we still have some gusty winds on the eastern slopes of the Cascades, so near Chelan, Wenatchee. Obviously, that's not where we need these strong winds to be right now. We have breezy conditions, but I wanted to show you the smoke. So yes, the smoke eventually is going to drift into western Washington. Right now, we have some very bad air quality, especially over the northern portion of the state. You see all that gray, that's indicating air quality alerts. We have clean air in place, but that's going to change starting tomorrow as we start to get some of that smoke haze moving in. You see some spots down to the code orange or unhealthy for sensitive groups. And you can just tell right now, again, we have dry skies. We had some showers, very comfortable, but we're really heating up as we head into the new work week. So the weather team issued first alert weather days Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, not only because of the haze and some smoke moving in, but it's also going to be very hot with little to no relief overnight. So coming up in the full forecast, I am tracking that hotter, drier forecast as well as that smoke moving in, and we'll talk about when the heat will ease and when the smoke will move out. That's coming up.
Thanks, Ashley. You can stay up to date on all of our wildfire coverage on our King 5 app. Download it to your TV or phone for free.